please welcome to the stage, and he will make the introductions to his two guests, Andy Waltonspill.
Good morning, everybody. Are you awake? Great. So I jump on stage and we have the crazy challenge we took on in 15 minutes, give you insights and predictions on the TV OS battlefield. So why do you say crazy? Because we have 2 OS in phones, 2 in mobile, and I think we have more than 10 players in the TV OS battlefield right now. And there's more coming every day. So there's a Titan OS emerged like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. How many weeks ago?
Officially announced 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Mission 1, who will be after me on stage here, when was it? Yeah, there's Mehmet. Similar time. So more people entering the battle. Nobody has died yet. We'll see. Okay, so my name is Andy Waltonspill. I am connecting the dots between technology and sales, thought leaders and innovators, and vendors and operators. I have 2 fantastic guests that you see here. I call her the Queen of Data. She's a rock star. She lives on a plane, I think, and all that with a broken elbow with a titanium implant. Big applause for Maria.
Yes.
And then we got Thierry. Most of you might know him from 19 years at Harmonic, where he has been leading the TV strategy, video strategy. He is the former president, not of France, not of the US, but of the Ultra HD Forum. And he's now the president of his own company called Your Media Transformation, with a very suiting tagline, which is transform or die. Big applause for Thierry.
Under pressure. Under pressure.
Nice to meet you. Good. So let's jump in. Many players. So we're going to talk about who's playing, what course is this battle most likely going to take, and we'll try to do some predictions. And in 5 or 10 years, you can say, but you said that. Thierry, you came from CES and you had one slide that got a lot of traction on LinkedIn.
Yes.
That gave an overview, an interesting one, of the battlefield. So take it away.
So I went to a CES and I felt I would find 5 or 6 operating systems, and the more I dug, the more I found. I said, okay, I think I have it, and I talked to professionals. They told me you miss half of it. And then I met Maria recently. She told me, Thierry, this is missing. You have a few more missing. So I wanted to share this diagram, which is, I call that the Connected TV World Summit 24. And if you are good enough in finding out how many operating systems, so how many do you count? So I'm wondering if you can figure out how many we have on this map. Somebody has an idea?
Just shout in a number.
Yes? Nobody? Okay.
Mehmet and the Titan guys, you cannot.
18. I have 18 here.
18
here.
Okay.
It's slower than that.
28.
So we have 17, and at the bar I met one of my good friends from Rua Aguete. He told me, I'm not on your map. I said, okay, good. So it's 18, and I think, Mehmet, you are not on the map. It's 19. It's like the auction. You are in London. So it's kind of scary, but it shows you the complexity of the ecosystem. And I want to go quick to the second one. So I took the top 5 brands and I said, okay, what are those guys doing? Very simple. Samsung, they do their own TV, their own OS, and they don't license anything. LG, they do their own TV, they do their own OS, and they have already managed to license out to 3 different companies. The 4 remaining one are all using external operating system, 4451, If you want to play the horse racing, you have it. But it shows you that, for example, Hisense, very high consumer of operating system. And if you are developing an app, good luck to port on the 17, 18, 19. Maria.
Yes, so this is to show you, this is crazy. It's changing day by day, and well, I introduced you as the queen of data. You have the that was qualitative. You have the quantitative view, so please.
Yes, we have the quantitative and qualitative view of the market. So first of all, I have to say thank you to the consumer electronics team at Omdia and also the great team in media that are here today.
Hands up, where is Omdia?
What is Omdia? Everywhere.
Good.
So these people are based in Korea, Japan, all around the world, and they know exactly the number of shipments TVs being sold around the world. So at the moment, the one thing common around the world is that both Samsung and LG dominates every single region in the world. There are lots of regional flavors, there are different players that dominate each region, but every single region has Tyson with Samsung and have WebOS LG. And then this is the global map by brands. You have some brands like TCL that they can use different operating systems. Yes, thank you. So you have brands like TCL that they can use different operating systems. So it's not always Android. They may be using in the US or Latin America other operating systems like Roku. So the world is complicated, not because there are lots of OSs, and there are many more than 16, 20, because 40% of the market are white labels. So they may even a shop or even a company doing a tiny operating system for a small city. So we have done the map globally, also based on OS. So we have done it by brand, and we have done it also by tvOS. And then it's Android that takes more than 40% of the global market. Again, take this with a pinch of salt, because this includes China. In China, all these Android sets are not addressable by Google. Google is not available there. And it's not the same value. Thank you, Thierry. I can share the slides with you.
He got the slides, but that's so inhabit in him.
He's so impressed with the data. That's good.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So yes, in China, the Android sets are not addressable by Google. Therefore, it's not the same value having a connected TV there that it is having it in the US. And
so, but if I just break here, so Samsung leading from a brand perspective, but if you look at OS share, this is 40 for Android versus 19 for Samsung.
But again, if we remove China, probably as well the picture will be different. We can double check with my colleagues.
So that's the global
that's
picture.
the global. So let's look at regionals, because people here may say, oh, I don't care about China, or I don't care about global.
Yes.
What about regions by regions?
Have I said she has all the data?
Yes.
Before?
So in Europe, yes, we still have Android, that's very important. Tyson, LG, we have Bida, Hisense, and then you have other players like Philips, for example, that are very big in Europe and Latin America, especially in German-speaking countries. And we know, we mentioned Titan before, they're going to replace old operating systems, the old Androids, with the new operating system. Why? We'll discuss later why there are so many. They know there is a lot of money in that advertising world, and they all want to take part in that big pie of the connected TV advertising world. That's why they will be replacing old operating systems with the new ones. North America, again, the picture is super different from Europe. In North America, it is Roku, who dominates as a platform, because there are lots of different brands that are using Roku operating system. And there are, as I said before, lots of retailer white labels in 2023. So if you want to have a map with every operating system, you will have hundreds probably there. Will they all survive? No. And then, again, as I said, Samsung is always really important in every single region, also North America, and they have 22% of the market. But the interesting thing about North America is how everyone wants to be in this game. So you have a platform like Roku, you have a brand like Samsung, and then you have Walmart now through Vizio that they're also in this space. Again, they know there is a lot of money. There is no money selling TVs anymore. Hardware revenues are almost nothing. Sometimes you are even losing money.
So you didn't put it on the map here. So Vizio is now owned by Walmart. So retailers buy
Yes.
TV OS. So why do they do that?
to have access to the whole ecosystem, to have access directly to the user, so they will know everything about the user behavior. They can advertise, they can sell, so they will get control of the whole revenue pie. And finally, Asia, again, huge country differences here between China, Japan, Korea. So this is a global picture. We have this country by country, and it will vary again, because there are lots of Chinese brands here as well, but it will vary if we do it this country by country, and I will be happy if anyone has questions to share more detailed information. And this is the reason, I'm anticipating you already,
Yes.
why we are talking about all these companies, why everyone is launching a new TV OS. There is a lot of money in advertising, not as total advertising revenues, but the percentage of profit coming from both. The profit selling a TV is less than 1%. The profit in advertising is more than 50%. Another thing, when we look at the revenues selling TVs, selling hardware, the whole world is very well distributed. I mean, North America has less than 25% of those revenues, 21 billion. But in advertising, although the revenues are the same, 20 billion, North America, again, dominates most of that connected TV revenues. My colleague Matt Beatty at 2 o'clock will give you a lot of information about who are the winners in this space. But again, there is so much profit here that's why they're all launching new TV OS.
So I remember, 2017-18, I worked at Samsung on the set-top box and gateway space. But I talked to many of my TV colleagues, and back then it was hardware sales, hardware sales, hardware sales. That was the key KPI. Fast forward 6 years, they finally woke up that the margin is not in hardware, but in services. So that's an interesting one. And now we're going to look at how is this battle going to evolve. Hold your horses, Maria. This is network effects, right? The more installed base you have, the more valuable you are for the advertisers across the different geographies in a country and so on. But we know what happens in these races when it's network effect as the underlying driver. And then now you can click to the next slide, Maria.
About who do I think will win?
No, not yet. Just
Okay.
forward, one forward. So this is how such industry typically, this is textbook, right? But it's unfortunately very often true. So you see a lot of brands, a lot of standards, different things emerging, but there will be a peak. And when preparing this call, we had a few other Omdia colleagues, and I think Paul said already 2 years ago, he thought this is the maximum. Well, he was proven wrong by these guys and a few others. So more coming, but likely one day, and not too far in the future, we think, we'll reach the peak. And then there is the tornado. And then we'll see. Maybe it's 2 OSs, like in phones, like in PCs.
So
Maybe it's 5, or maybe it's 2 per market. What do you think?
In fact, Paul Gray, my colleague, he was right, because he did this chart 3-4 years ago, and he predicted that there will be lots of new launches in this space. So in a way, he was correct. Mm-hmm. And there will be a point, there are lots of launches, probably there will be even more. Are they late? Are they early? Is the market already saturated? So yes, it's a volume exercise. So the minute it reaches that volume, the number of brands or TVOS, it will start disappearing. They will be merged, they will be acquired by others, but it will not be sustainable to have all of them. It's a scale game. Those with the scale will survive. Those without the scale will not survive. So it's very important partnerships, it's very important brand awareness, deals with different brands, and that will be the secret to succeed. Who will die? We don't know. Hopefully nobody who's in this room today, but some brands, some TVOS will not be here in the next 5 years.
Thierry, you talked to quite a few people at CES. I mean,
Yes.
you mentioned the example of Hisense. They work with, I don't know, 5 different brands.
Yeah. So interesting, if you look at, maybe you can go back to my chart, because I am not able to discriminate between the 17, 18, 20. What I like, for example, is the most aggressive on the market, TCL, Philips, Hisense. They have decided upfront 4 minimum operating system. And my take is, because they are in different regions, Europe is different from Asia, it's different from US. So they know they need to have a different operating system per region. So 3 is probably the minimum, and the one lagging in Sony who is basically on Android only. But you see Philips already outsource their operating system to a startup. So I think it shows you the leaders, the top two guys, they are believing in what they do. They don't accept third-party technology. All the others, I think it's open, but diversity for sure.
Good. We have 46 seconds left in our race to the bottom. And yeah, it might be a race to the bottom. And that's our advice to the guys here and the 16 others and whoever might come. You need to gain scale quickly. But, now can we just go to the last slide, Thierry?
Yes.
Avoid this situation where you go to the bottom, you get a lot of share, but then will be the moment, like for the SVOD players, by the way, where suddenly you need to make money. And you don't want to be here with Coyote, you know what's coming. He will be there for 5 seconds in midair, and then there's an impact. With that, we reach 0. Big applause for my 2 panelists here.